Is everything synced up? I'm just gonna put that a bit closer. Hi there, I'm Jordan. Welcome to the Ingenious Movement, where today I am in the shed again. It's not the last part of the God Arc, because that bad boy or girl, depending, is here and almost done. I promise. I promise this time. What I'm going to talk to you about is what I'm going to refer to as creative burnout. So I personally get burnt out creatively in a couple of ways. The first is not having ideas at all. Like, I won't know what to create, what it is I should create. And the second is when you don't continue to work on a project, like you start it and then never finish it. For example, I have the God Arc here, beautiful thing, but it's not finished yet. But I started working on this. It's a mask. It's a hollow mask from Bleach, and it's going to be my own design. But that's the thing, I'm working on other stuff when I shouldn't be. Jesus Christ, the dust in here, because I've sprayed some sealant and I've been sanding. For example, the first, like, I get creatively, design-wise, I get creative. God, I'm competent at it. I'm so out of practice. Design-wise, I get creatively burnt out really easily because I go through fits and starts of creating a lot of stuff and then, like, absorbing stuff. Like, I'll watch a lot of anime and I'll read a lot and all that sort of stuff, and then I'll go back to wanting to create a lot as well. But sometimes, like, I think the creative side of me, that I want to create stuff, burns out, and I just want to absorb other people's. Yeah, I'm cutting that out for sure. There's no way in hell I'm leaving that in. So yeah, it's very interesting. Like, creatively, I will want to absorb stuff and then I'll output, and it's really interesting to see that I'll do that for me personally, because it makes zero sense, because I still want to make stuff but I won't know what to make. There'll be nothing up here. I'll be all empty, all gone, nothing. And other times I will just be completely nuts into making something. Like, I'll want to create this, and then well, that's an idea, I'll do that now, and then that, and I'll want to do all of this stuff all at once. And that leads to the second type of creative burnout, when you start something but never finish it. So that's what has happened really with the God Arc. It's there. It's there to be finished. It's almost finished. It's been almost finished for quite a while now. And that's my point. It's been almost finished for too long. Like, I should have finished it, but because I was creatively, like, outputting at the time, and I was getting frustrated with the amount of times I was filling and then sanding and filling.
2 hours later.
Filling and sanding and filling and sanding. I just got frustrated with what I was doing. I wanted to output creatively, not do the same boring ass shit day in, day out for 6 bloody weeks solid. And it's interesting because my first real video on this channel was creative, and that was in May of last year, and it's been one whole year. It's been over a year. As of the Monday, like the 1st, we said, okay, May the 1st, that's when we're starting. And then we organised which dates we were going to be uploading. Fine. AJ's, I don't know what he's doing, to be honest. Who knows anymore. First thing I did on here was creative and output. And then the second project was the God Arc. And I did part 1, then it took me like 2 months, and I did part 2. And now nothing. And it's still there to be finished. I guess it didn't help when I broke it, for crying out loud. That did not help at all. If I hadn't broken it, I might be able to say, yes, it is done now. And that would have been alright, that would have been great. So I guess the message that we're getting from this particular part of the story is, don't break what you're working on, because you really lose motivation. But I won't finish things because I'll have other ideas, and I'll want to do those other ideas. So, a few bits of advice. I have some advice. It's stuff that kind of occasionally works for me. If you don't know what you want to create, if you have no idea what it is you want to make, watch what other people make. Like, there are loads of great people on YouTube that you can watch that make amazing stuff. For example, I like to make stuff. Bob Claggett, he is astonishingly good. He 3D prints, he welds, he does woodwork, he does so much stuff. He's amazing. So yeah, Bob Claggett, I like to make stuff. If you're at all interested in It's a bird. It's a plane. It's gone. So I do have some tips and tricks on how to get over being design-wise creatively burnt out. So my first tip is to watch other makers. It's a great idea, and I have a list of people who I do enjoy watching. So, number one, on the channel, or me, there is a couple of shows. One called DIY Prop Shop and the other called DIY Cosplay Shop. They're both very interesting shows which demonstrate how to create props and costumes at home with materials that you can just go out and buy yourself. You don't need anything too fancy. It's very interesting. There's some very nice stuff that they create. They also have another show called Man at Arms Reforged. The original Man at Arms was blacksmithing by some guy. Reforged is by Baltimore Knife and Sword over in America. They're all America based, but Baltimore Knife and Sword is the company. They're very good. Don't bother looking up their website because, no offense guys, but your website's pretty boring and bland. But yes, their show is great. Number two, I like to make stuff. That is the name of the channel. It is right here. It's run by a guy called Bob Claggett. He lives... Where does he live? I want to say Chicago, but I think that's wrong. But he lives over in America. He does 3D printing, 3D modelling, metalwork, so he does some welding, he does woodwork, so he's a classical woodworker as well. He does practical and sort of a bit out there creation. It's very interesting to watch. He's very good. So yeah, he's quite nice for both traditional and slightly more out there things. He also does live streams on Twitch. I don't know when. However, if you follow him on social media, he will tell you beforehand, like about 30 minutes beforehand, or I'm going to be live streaming and we're going to be finishing off this. For example, he's 3D printing, if any of you have seen Rogue One, which most of you probably have, but the Shore Trooper armour, he's 3D printing that from scratch. And cleaning it up and sticking it all together, and yeah, so he's very good at that sort of stuff. Toi have ZNA Productions, or Z Not Alpha. He's predominantly weapon builds. I think he's done some armour stuff as well. So if you're not into the weapons and armour, then not so much. And he has a very particular sense of humour. It's a bit weird, so be prepared for that. But he does some astonishingly good stuff. If you're a traditional maker, yeah, you might not like some of his techniques and stuff, because I found some of my friends, or well, some people I know who are makers don't really, or they like his stuff, but they don't like the way he goes about it, because he's a terrible welder. He admits that himself. He's crap at welding, and he does things not quite right, not quite the way it should be done, which, to be honest, I think is absolute bollocks, because if it works, it flipping works. That's my outlook on it. That's by the by though. But yeah, he's got some interesting stuff. If you don't like him, then I could see why, because his content's a bit very particular, I'd say. And the last one I'm going to mention is Peter Brown. Also, he's the channel's called Peter Brown, the show's called Shop Time, and he's a traditional woodworker, lots of turning, like lathe stuff, but he also does some weird, wacky stuff. Works with crayons, like not crayons in the sense of Americans, like pencils. No, that's called a colouring pencil. Crayons as in like wax crayons. He's done stuff with them, does an awful lot of stuff with resin. It's very interesting to watch. He's a bit wacky and out there as well, but in a different sense. Like, he's whacking out there in what he does, not in the style. It's very traditional. In fact, actually, I find his videos quite relaxing to watch because he does some interesting stuff. And like, a lot of people will put music to it. Like, I personally put music to my tutorial videos because I like the way that works. He doesn't. He's sort of very much, and I'm going to talk while I'm doing this stuff, and we're going to see if this works. Probably not, though. So I find it quite relaxing because it's a different pace. It's a lot calmer. I've got an honourable mention. So my honourable mention is, there we go, Tested, which most of you will probably know Tested, but specifically one day builds. Like, I don't tend to watch anything other than one day builds. Because, I mean, I know an awful lot of people don't like, well, not all, but some people don't like Adam Savage or his style. But I find that he does some amazingly good stuff, because you can see, like, his time at Industrial Light Magic really rubbed off. He's quite a big inspiration to me in that way, I guess, because he started in the prop industry, and he's still in it, and he's a bit weird, he's a bit insane, and some people don't like that. That's fine, that's understandable, but, I mean, we're all makers. We're all a bit batty, aren't we? Fucking weirdo calling it batty? That's insane. But yeah, that's how I would say personally you can begin to get some inspiration. Those people are very good at giving me inspiration as a maker. However, if you want to design, if you're having problems with the style of what you want to make, like, oh, I want like a sword, a prop sword, you don't know what style. Well, I personally watch an awful lot of anime, probably too much to be honest, and that obviously shows. Like, I mean, this it's just a giant sword. That's all it is. It's a giant anime-inspired sword. So yeah, a lot of that sort of stuff shows in my work personally. So I find if I want inspiration for the styling of something, consuming a lot of the source material, so like watching more anime, actually helps me with the style. It's a very, very fine line to toe though, because I mean, you are knife edge if you're trying to come up with an original design. It's like, it's so knife edge. Like, this is an axe, just for the sake of this argument, but I mean, knife edge. So if, for example, I should probably put this down. For example, you want to design a sword and you watch a lot of one particular anime and they have a certain style of sword, well, you're going to end up designing that style of sword. There is no two ways about it. So lots of different styles helps. So you have to be really careful what sort of source material you watch. Like, for example, let's stick with the sword analogy for a bit. If you were to do it, you should probably watch like season 1 of Bleach, and then like season 15 of Bleach, and then maybe something in the middle, like season 12, it's where you have the different types of sword. Season 12, season 13, around there. Then you should go and like watch sword art online. You can also easily, like, I watched an awful lot of Bleach, and it was like season 10, 11. It was basically, well, it was the Huikamundo arc, and obviously you've got Ichigo and Bankai a lot. And I then tried to design a few swords, and I just sort of had a rough idea. I wanted the user attached to the sword, or be able to attach themselves to the sword in some way, and all of them looked very much like Tensou Zangetsu. So it's very, very much a fine line. A lot of you may not have your own particular style. Like, I personally wouldn't say I have my own style yet. I have a rough idea of where my style is going, but it's nothing seriously 100% it is that yet. So I don't want to influence that by watching a lot of too much of the same stuff. So to deal with the actual output aspect, like when you make stuff and then you don't finish stuff, I think the best way to do it is to not get distracted by your other ideas. Which, I know, it's fairly flipping common sense. You don't get distracted by your other ideas. But for example, with this, if what I've done is I've just got on with it and worked every weekend on it, and then anytime I had a different idea of something else I wanted to do, if I just wrote it down, drew it out, whatever I had to do with it, just got it down solidly on paper or tablet or computer or whatever, if I just got it down and then carried on with this would probably have been done like 3 months ago. And I think that's probably the best way of doing it, personally. I find I get easily distracted, like with stuff like this. Like if I hadn't actually started this yet, if I just left it until I'd finished, then I would have been fine. I probably would have finished that already. I should have finished that already. I keep saying this, but yeah, it's basic management. And it's so obvious now that I've thought of it. But I didn't think of it, so now I'm going to have to try that in future. Because, I mean, at this stage, I've just got to get through all the stuff I have at the moment. And I have so much stuff I want to do still. I think the stuff that's in there is just scrap it. Just any stuff in there that's cool, finish it now. Everything else, fuck it, I'll do it at a later date if I feel like it. But anyway, thank you guys ever so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. But for now, I have a DAB radio to analyse and find out what's wrong with it. So I'll just... But 100% seriously, thank you guys ever so much for watching this video. Happy 1 year anniversary by about 3 weeks. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next video. Happy making.